Wasn't that excited before I put in the pearls because, as I said, I just felt like it was giving nothing. It was kind of looking like a nightgown, in my opinion. If I pick it up, it's starting to actually look like a bouquet. I'm probably I don't know what you would call it, boutonnières. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. This week it's going to be my strictest week of knitting ever, but hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Oline and I'm a knitter from Norway, and welcome to my knitting podcast. Here I talk about all things knitting and lately also crochet. I talk about current projects, finished projects, planned projects, yarn, plans I have for that yarn, just anything that pops into my head while we sit here and chat. And this last week I've been able to finish up so much. I really feel like I'm finally making progress, finally seeing things get finished and coming together. So I'm really excited about that, really excited to share. But before we get into that, I just wanted to say a little bit about the sweater I'm wearing today. This is Augustins' 16th. It's a bit hard to pronounce together, but it's Augustins' 16th by Augustins.dk. And I have had this sweater for so long, but unfortunately I don't wear it that much. So I'm not sure if you have seen it, if you haven't followed for a quite long period. I made this all the way back in 2021. It was my last finished object of 2021. It was my Christmas outfit, and this is really special to me, this sweater, because it was my Christmas outfit the first Christmas with my son. I made this at the same time as I made his christening dress, so I have very many moments and memories and everything tied into this, but it is just a bit too dressed up for me to wear it that much. I don't know when I'd wear it. I don't dress up a lot. I'm home most of the time, and this feels like a bit much to just walk around at home, but I do think it is really pretty. I think it's so pretty that I decided to make a second version. My Christmas dress is entirely based on this pattern. I just made the skirt part longer and also did not do the frill on that, but that was honestly because I ran out of time when making my Christmas dress. So I do really enjoy it. The Christmas dress that is really similar I use more because I use that for Christmas now, but I just don't know where this fits in. But I don't think I'm ever going to part ways with it just because of all of the memories, and maybe there comes a time where I will dress up more. I do think giving this a steam, this ruffle here, will help so it doesn't curl in. I don't love when it does that, but if I get that to behave a bit better, I might wear it a bit more, but I don't know. Another thing I really want to give this credit for is that I learned so much, especially the first time I made this. I learned so many constructions, so many ways of doing things. I hadn't really made a sweater like this before. It's not really a regular sweater where you just knit and do the ribbing and then bind off. It is really different, so this taught me a lot. And then when I moved to modifying it and making it into a dress, I learned more, and all of that knowledge really paved the way into me being able to knit my wedding dress and even thinking about it, daring to think about it. So I'm really grateful that I chose to do this all the way back in 2021, because without it I wouldn't have this. This is so filled with inspiration. The way I did the increases up here, the square neck, everything. I learned I like the square neck from knitting this. So I'm really thankful for this sweater for teaching me so much, even though it isn't really an everyday outfit. I hope I'll be better at wearing it one day though. Maybe if you guys have some tips, where would you wear it, how would you wear it, what would you pair with it, what would you do about this, would it be more wearable without this? I would love to hear all tips you guys have for that. But and also just quickly say what yarn it's knit in. This is knit in Drops Baby Merino in the color white, and then the speckles you see, the like beige speckles, those are knit with Drops Lace, which was 100% silk yarn, I think. It is sadly discontinued, but it was 100% silk, or maybe it was silk and alpaca. That was really, really, really thin, so that's double-stranded. So 2 strands of Drops Lace and 1 strand of Baby Merino made this. I think you were supposed to pair Baby Merino with Kid Silk. That's what I later did for my Christmas dress, or I paired Flora and Kid Silk, and that gave me a great gauge as well. So there are loads of possibilities to play around with yarn if you want to do that for this. It is a really fun knit, and you might learn a lot like me, but I think that's all I'll say about my what I'm wearing right now, and then we'll move into this because she is very much making herself known. But this is my wedding dress. It's currently on, I don't know what you would call it, kind of a mannequin but kind of not, just for me to be able to see better, because she's very big. I have cast off, really happy about that, washed and blocked the skirt, everything, so really close to being done. And honestly, I could kind of call it quits here and stop, but I enjoy it kind of, but I have for a really long time felt it is really plain, and I know that I have like the mohair skirt and the mohair sleeves and everything, and it isn't that plain with those on, but my plan has never been to wear those for the whole time. The mohair skirt is really long and really big and in the way, honestly, and I also think it will be really warm. The sleeves I might wear for longer, but I don't anticipate wearing those the whole time, so I want this to also be something I'm happy with on its own, because this is the actual wedding dress, and it's just felt a bit too plain for me. I know that there are some cables here, and also in the back you have a bit more happening. Let's see if I can... Right now it's open here because I needed to make it fit onto here, but there is a bit more happening in the back, but I can't see the back, and I want to be happy. So right now, I'm sorry if that was loud. Right now I am in the process of adding pearls. I don't know if you can see from where you are, because they are still quite understated, because I didn't want it to be like a maximalist dress. I still want minimalism, just not too minimal, if you understand me, because right now it's just stockinette, it's white, it's not giving anything in particular, it's very, very, very plain, and I still want it to be plain, but I want like something to catch your eye. So right now I'm in the process of adding pearls. They are really scattered, they're not really big, but I think it does a lot to how it looks. I don't know if I'm going to carry this and try to put it close to the camera, or if I'll just film later so you can see the pearls. I think that's a better idea. But yeah, I'm adding pearls, and this is huge now, and if I just put it on the floor or in my lap to try to do the pearls, which would be easier for sewing in the actual pearls, but then it's really hard to tell the placement because it's just a pile of fabric in my lap. So that's why I have it on this. I've borrowed this from my mother. Really lucky that she just had one of these on hand. But since now I can kind of see how it would fit me, so I can see how spaced out I want the pearls to be. And it has really helped, but it has made the process where I sew on the pearls a lot harder. So now it's a kind of two-person job now, because before, when it was in my lap, I could just flip it around when I needed to see the backside. That's not that easy now, so now I like crawl under the skirt, or I'll get my fiance to help lift it up so I can actually see what I'm doing when I'm securing it on the back. So that has made that a bit harder, and I don't really have the time for this to be a two-person job, at least not for it to be me and my fiance job. So I think I'm going to try to rope my friend into coming and just helping me lift the skirt. luckily I have figured that doing the pearls this way that I'm doing right now, it doesn't take that long. I've been really worried about how long doing the pearls would take, if it would take like weeks to do, because I remember when I did the pearls on the belt and that just took forever. I spent weeks and weeks and weeks doing that. But this doesn't take as long, probably because the pearls are more spaced out. But yeah, it still takes a while. It will still take me hours to do, but it just won't take me as long. So I'm really happy with that. So I don't feel as bad trying to rope my friend into it as if it was like a process that would take all her life to do, basically. But yeah, I think that will be nice. I still don't know what to do up here, because this is the thing that will still show when I'm wearing the sleeves and the mohair skirt, and I don't want it to be too much, but it also might be weird if it's totally plain when this has pearls once I take the skirt off, the mohair skirt. So I'm still thinking about that. I need to figure it out because there's just a week left now. But yeah, I feel like I'm making good progress. I have like done half of the front, and then I have the second half of the front left and the whole back. But I think I'll be able to finish that today, maybe, if I get the help I need. But yeah, that is it for the wedding dress. I'm really excited to see it come together now. I wasn't that excited before I put in the pearls because, as I said, I just felt like it was giving nothing. It was kind of looking like a nightgown, in my opinion, especially since I can't see the back. But now it's feeling much more like an actual dress. So I'm really happy I decided to take the time to actually do the pearls. So this has been kind of a finished project for me for some weeks now, ever since I cast it off. But now it's back, not back on the needles, but it's back being actively worked on as a project, and I'm really excited about it. Hopefully it will be done in time and I'll be happy with the results. But that's it for the wedding dress. I just started working on the pearls, I think. I think I only figured out what I wanted to do yesterday, so happy with the progress I've made since then. I think I spent 30 minutes yesterday. And then let's see what to talk about next. I think we'll continue talking about active projects, and the one active project I have now, I think that I've worked on. I think I've finished a lot of the active projects I've actually worked on this week, but another active project is this whole bouquet is an active project until the whole thing is finished. And I added a lot of flowers last week, but I did have the time to add 2 this week as well. I just need to figure out which ones I actually added this week. But I think these 2 are the ones. So last week, or maybe the week before that even, I did this flower. This is the Forget Me Not. Just because this feels a lot more like bushy and kind of packed close together than some of the other flowers, so I felt that would fill it out a bit better. And of course I've heard the rule that you should have odd numbers of every flower, and I wanted more than 1, so I've done 3, and here are the 2 other ones. I don't know if I had crocheted any part of it last week, but I put these together, I think, the night before yesterday, and here they are. I think they're really cute. There are some differences in how the flowers are placed together. It's really hard to make that even, but it's not 100% the same in nature either. But here they are. I really enjoy them. They are, as I said, a bit more bushy. They have a pop of yellow that I also think is really helpful with these and the Calla Lilies. So I'm really excited about how this is looking now. If I pick it up, it's starting to actually look like a bouquet. I'm probably going to have to work some with the placement of everything, but this is actually starting to look like something. It is also starting to be quite heavy, but not too heavy, but here it is. I'm really happy with how this looks. It makes me really happy to look at it. So I've added those 2 finished flowers, which really happy I'm done with those, because those are the most labor to put together. There are wires in them you have to twist. There are a lot of projects, there are a lot of steps to get them finished instead of just crocheting, hot gluing, done. So really happy to be done. And then I have here what's going to be really hard to tell is going to be anything, but I have all of these. I am one of the big ones short of making a rose. So I have 4 small petals, and then I have 4 medium-sized ones, and then I have 4 big ones, and I need 5, and that's in the same yarn and color as this one. So this, and right now this is going to be the second rose in this color here, and then I'm going to make a third one. I'm really happy with how the bouquet looks. I'm really happy with the different kinds of flowers I have, but I want to have more roses, because I think the roses are the prettiest ones. There are a lot of flowers I think are really cute, but I think I find these the prettiest, so I want more of these so they can be more of a statement piece throughout. Right now I only have 2 and they kind of drown in everything else, but I'm making 2 more of this one, and then I might make another one in another color, because right now I have these 2. I have this one in a bit of a lighter color that matches more of my other wedding stuff, and then I have this one that's just blue. The theme is just blue. I think I really enjoy blue, so I really taken that and ran with it. But I have this one that I'm just going to have 1 of, and then I'm going to have 3 of this one. And then I've also been thinking about if I want to add another blue rose, but in a different color again, that I would also just have 1 of, for example, in this color. This color is, I think it's a bit darker. Yeah, it's a bit darker than this one, so it would be kind of in between the 2 colored roses I have now. And this is also the color of the Page Boys cardigan, and this is another thing I worked on this week that I'm kind of lumping in together with the bouquet. But I made these, I don't know what you would call it, boutonnieres. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but for the groom and his best man to wear. I got a lot of comments saying it was normal to do it with rosebuds or lilies or the carnations, but I think this lays better, more flat. It was more well behaved. Since I'm working with crocheted flowers and not real ones, this felt the easiest to do. So I have one of the same leaves that I have in my bouquet. I have these like little buds that I have, and then I have these forget-me-nots in the same color as the Page Boys cardigan, because everything else is quite light. So if I had used the dark color from the forget-me-nots for this, it wouldn't really match everything else I used the light on. So I was thinking if I should add something in this color in my bouquet too. It's really close to the color of a lot of other things in my bouquet, but it's not 100%, so maybe I should add a rose in the same color. I do have enough yarn to do that. But yeah, I've made 2 of these, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. To be honest, I still have to weave in ends on the forget-me-nots, but I think they turned out really cute and light and fun. So I still need to figure out a way to actually secure them, but I'm really happy with these and really happy that I'm starting to actually finish some things now. Even though I'm lumping this in with the bouquet, so it doesn't like truly count as a finished object, but they are finished, so that's really fun. But yeah, should I do a rose in another color or not? If not, I only have like 1 2.1 rows left to do, and if I do this I have 2.2 rows left to do. I think both should be doable, but yeah, that's it for the bouquet. And then I think I'm done with everything that is a work in process, but I have another thing that's going to go on my needles immediately once we finish here. I should have cast on before I started this, honestly, but I didn't have the time. But I finally got enough yarn to make the last cardigan of the page boys. So I'm making the Ellen cardigan ×3 for the page boys of my wedding in this color. I finished this one quite some time ago now. I think it was way back in, no, it was maybe early February, I think. I finished this, and then I think I finished this one this week. On Sunday I think I finished this one, or it isn't totally finished because I need to sew together the pockets, but it's like done in terms that I know how much yarn I used. And when this was done, I had, I think, 1.5 skein left of the yarn I had originally bought. So, of course, I knew that that wasn't enough. That's why I tried really hard to finish this before Monday, because then I could place an order for more yarn immediately. And I did that. I ordered 6 more skeins of the same color, Drops Baby Merino in color 39 or ice blue. Because this used a bit under 6 skein, but I had to tap into that 6th skein, and it's a different dye lot, so I needed to get all new skeins. But I'm going to cast on another one now. It's going to be the last one, and I think they are quite close together in dye lot. It's of course a bit different seeing it knit up and seeing it in the skein, but no matter what, I think we'll be fine, because I have 2 brothers as my page boys, and they can wear this ones in the same dye lot, and then my son can wear this, and I think that would work out fine then, and it's not going to be a big difference anyways. Maybe I'll be the only one able to tell, but I'm going to cast on that immediately, because I'm making a cardigan in the size 4 to 5 years, and it's a cardigan, so that means a lot of purl stitches. It's going to take me a while, and I have less than a week. It's Friday now, and since these you need to sew the pockets together, you need to do buttons, you need to weave in ends, so this kind of needs to be done by Thursday at the latest. It's a strict deadline. It's going to be a lot. I'm going to need to be very strict at working on this. I can't just make a sheep because I want to this week. It's going to be my strictest week of knitting ever, but I think I should be able to do it. A surprising amount of people actually think I'll be able to do it. At least they believe in me. But yeah, it's a crazy goal, but I think we'll get there. And also do the roses and the pearls at the same time. But my idea is that if I finish everything else that I'm supposed to do today, or at least definitely the wedding dress, I'll be able to work on this a lot this weekend, and then every day leading up to Thursday. And I guess we'll see in the next podcast if I actually was able to do it. I don't really have another choice. I really need this to happen. But yeah, I think we'll get there. I can sacrifice a bit of sleep early on in the week, and then I think we'll be fine. But that's something that almost counts as an active project, just because I need to cast on immediately. It needs to happen right now, honestly. I would have cast on while we talked, but I do Italian cast on, and I'm not able to do that while chatting. But yeah, I have one done. I have one done knitting, and it needs buttons and to fix the pockets, but I think we'll get there. I have told my friend that comes that I'm going to make her weave in ends, because I don't have the time to knit as much as I need to do and focus on it, weaving in ends. I'm still probably going to sew the pockets, just I'm not going to do the ends. And then I think we can move into finished projects. And I don't know where I started this week, but we can talk about mittens. Right now I just have everything together because I need to have some sort of system. But previous week I knit these. These are the mittens for my fiancé, and I knit the mittens for my son. I really need to get the ends woven in on these ASAP because I need to wash and block these. And then this week I knit myself mittens. These were the ones I was the least stressed about because I knit the autumn cabled mittens a lot, both for myself and for others. But these are the ones for me. I have the cables, and my son has the cables, and then my fiancé just has plain ones. But yeah, I'm really happy with how they turn out. I think it will be really nice. With this, we're going to take pictures outside. That's why we need mittens. I'm not about to be cold. I don't like being cold. But yeah, my mittens are also done. So it was really fun this week to be able to check off a lot on my list, because I've had a long list with like a checkpoint for every flower, a checkpoint for each pair of mittens, like everything, and I've been able to check off so many things this week, so that's been really fun. But now I need to call my grandma and see if she wants me to come to her so she can weave in ends, or if she wants to come here. I can make her some kind of waffles or something, cookies, whatever, to get her to weave in ends for me. Hopefully she'll have the time and be willing to do that, because, as I said, they need to be blocked, and that means they need to also have time to dry. I don't know if I didn't mention the yarn, but I'm making those in Sandok Sisu and Drops Kid Silk. The Sandok Sisu is in white and the Sisu is in mist, I think it's called. And that's the yarn from my wedding dress. It's actually been really fun to do all of these side projects with the mittens and everything, because I've actually been able to use up a lot of my scrap yarn. I don't know if you can see it behind there, but I have some of the kid silk left from the mohair skirt and the sleeves that I want to do a cumulus blouse with. But I still have enough yarn left for that. But the like mohair I had, that was just too much mohair to even make a cumulus with. I've been able to use that up, and I've used almost all of the sisu that I had left over. I still have a lot of the alpaca följetrado that I need to figure out what to do with, but that I think will just be nice to have in stash. There's always something I can make with it, but it's been really fun to be able to use my leftovers to make other things for the wedding, and to not also have to stress about getting more yarn. And then the last thing that I've made with my wedding dress leftovers are these socks. These are the ribbed socks. I think they're just called rib knit socks by Tuva Sandok. I saw this pattern, I don't know where I saw it, over on Instagram probably, and I fell in love with it. The picture on the pattern is of these in high heels, and I fell in love with it. I thought that was really cool. And also my high heels, they are a tad on the bigger side, and as I said, we're taking pictures outside. We're being outside. We were also at the church yesterday, and the church is cold. I don't want to freeze, so I'm going to wear these in my shoes, and then I'm probably going to take off the shoes and just wear these as the day progresses, because I'm not great at high heels. I don't find them really comfortable, but I've made these and I think they will be great. I've also tried on the heels with these in, and they fit a bit better, and it's more comfortable to wear them outside now. But you start up here with 1x1 ribbing, then you do 2x2 ribbing, which I love, and then you do this really fun heel, and I've also found this heel. I don't know what you would call it, but you do increases to do it, and then you do decreases to like close it again. And everything about this was really fun. I love 2x2 ribbing. I love increases in 2x2 ribbing. That's amazing. And also I knit a few different socks. I haven't loved every sock I've knit. Some I've loved knitting up more than I've loved wearing them, but these were really fun to knit up, and they actually stay on, and they don't like slip down my leg. The heel stays put. It's amazing. I love it. And then you also do decreases here, and then Kitchener stitch it together at the bottom. I also prefer socks that are Kitchener stitched here, just so you get a bit more space at the front. These were knit on 2.5 and 3mm needles, also with Sandnesgarn, Sisu, and the Drops Kid Silk in those same colors. And yeah, that makes for my last kind of side project with leftover yarn from my wedding dress, and I'm now finished with all of the accessories for myself. Now I just need to finish the bouquet and the cardigan. So those are the only things left: pearls, cardigan, bouquet, and I think I'm in a quite good place with a lot of those. I could have been in a better place if I had enough yarn, so I would have been able to work on the cardigans more. And also if I've knit less sheep, I think knitting that big sheep, I didn't really have time to do that, but I'm still glad I did. It still only has one foot, but that's where we're at with that. And then since I ordered yarn this week, I did order more yarn with it, because if not I was going to have to pay for shipping, and since I was already buying yarn, I just said okay, I'll just get more. So and also I have been wanting some yarn anyways, but this, I can't remember what this color is called, but it's 8913. This is Nepal, and this is going to be for a new zipper sweater for my son, because he has way outgrown his last one. This is the chunky one. He still has a light zipper sweater that fits, but we need the chunky one, so I'm going to make him that in this color. And when choosing yarn for this, I thought about, because I've made zipper sweaters for all of us before, for my fiance and son in Nepal, and then for myself in Flora and 2 strands of kid silk. And my fiance's one is blue, and my son's last one was also blue, and mine is blue. And since my fiance, he has the only one that like really fits in the way it's supposed to, and I still want this to be a family match, so I still thought about blue when getting this yarn. So this is the blue for my son. It's a bit darker than my fiance's one. His blue, I think, is called Mist, that one as well. It's a really, really, really light blue, almost grey blue. But my son's getting this. And then for the one for myself, because I want another zipper sweater. I really love the zipper sweater. I have gotten better at using the one I already have, but it just, the drape is a bit different than what I want for a zipper sweater. And for this zipper sweater, I imagine something that's going to be an outside sweater, for when we go outside, light a fire, play outside. That's this sweater. So I wanted something dark enough that I could like play around in it, and not everything would show on the sweater. I couldn't make it white for that purpose. So I chose a really dark color, and I wanted it to be blue still, but I found this one. It's a really pretty blue. I don't know if you can see, but it has like speckles of green almost, and yeah, I just love this. I think it's going to be a really fun one. And then we'll all have blue sweaters again, and we'll actually all have them in the same fiber, and I'll have 3 zipper sweaters then, but they all kind of have a different purpose. I have the thin one that's more of a like at home inside sweater or summer, and then I have the one with a bit too much drape that's like a cozy big swallows you sweater, and then I'll have this one to like rough house outside, and I think they'll be great. I'm really excited about this. The problem about getting this yarn together with this is that I want to cast this and this on way more, but I'm going to be good at not casting on and not knitting on anything I'm not supposed to this week, because I just have 1 week left until I can cast on and knit on whatever I want to. I'm super excited. I thought I knew what I wanted to have for my wedding cast on. I'm not quite sure now because my fingers are just itching to cast on so many different things, but yeah, that's what I have now. I hope you don't find it too boring that all of my stuff is just like wedding dress, wedding, but that's kind of all I'm doing right now because it's only a week left. I'm a bit worried that next week's podcast is going to be even more just wedding, but that's where we are right now. Hopefully next week everything will be done at least, and if we're really lucky I'll be done with everything a few days ahead too, so I can cast on something else and just knit for fun. But that's where we are with everything. I'm not going to weave in any weeks this week either because I need to actually spend my time knitting. But I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. That means the world to me. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe. Bye!